I want to talk about the previous stream that I did, which you can't. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I will because you cannot find it anywhere. So let this be a historical record. We'll get to that, to why in a second. So I did one of my watching public domain horror and sci-fi movie streams, which are a lot of fun to do. YouTube hates that I do them, though. They actually hate the public domain, and they hate you. And we watched a couple movies. I want to talk about them. So first up was City of the Dead, aka Horror Hotel from 1960, just 60, 1960 nothing. City of the Dead is probably easily the best one that we watched. It is a genuinely really cool horror movie that I think holds up tremendously well today. It's one of those horror movies that feels tropey in a way that is almost foundational to the genre. Like, it's doing things that are so cliched, but it's so damn good that you're like, okay, either this is just an immaculate execution of a really straightforward horror movie, or this is like doing it so well, kind of like Halloween, for the slasher genre, that it becomes the benchmark. It becomes the inspiration for an entire like type of horror film. The main plot, very simple. Christopher Lee plays this incredibly hammy college professor who teaches a class on the history of witchcraft. And one of his students, played by Patricia Jessel, is really interested in it. This is like one of her passions. And he tells the story about this witch who was burned at the stake at this little town, I'm assuming in New England. It's like Pilgrim times. And she casts a curse over the town. And she's so curious that she wants to go do a 2-week research trip to this town called Whitehaven. Right? Or White Tree? Something like that. Apparently it takes place in Massachusetts. So she drives down there and shit's weird. This movie has just stellar... So many things about it are great. Stellar cinematography, stellar atmosphere, great score. There's this super cool... I want to get this out of the way because I think it's so neat. The score is like a very traditional 1960s Hollywood orchestral score for a horror film. Lots of strings and atmospheric. And then like a couple tracks at a couple moments, they bring in like this guitar, like this really twangy sounding guitar to just play a couple notes. The closest thing that it reminds me of is Biken's theme from Guilty Gear Strive. Like the first goes into just like the first bit of that with the guitar, where it's like, I don't even know if it's a regular guitar or a bass guitar. I can't quite tell because I'm stupid. But that like bow, bow, like that sound, that really low kind of almost like throaty guttural sounding guitar, just for like a couple notes, and it's really just whoa. I've never heard something like that before, but it adds such a cool little sting to the soundtrack. Lots of cool editing stuff in this as well. Speaking of sound, lots of moments of the soundtrack just creeping in without you even realizing it, as stuff starts to get more intense and weird, and just there's this kind of anxiety and stress as she's like driving, and then there's another scene where she's walking around town and people are just stopping and staring at her. Constant fog, just billowing all over the place. It looks great. Making the most use out of a studio lot I've ever seen. And then suddenly, pop, pure silence, nothing. When there's a cut to something, a lot of very harsh cuts. A cut to something, a door slams, she goes in somewhere, just silence. And there's just this constant, just masterful push and pull of tension and emotion throughout all these different things in the editing process. It's super cool. Who's the editor on this? They even list that back then. Director, writer, producer, editor, a guy named John Pomeroy. What else did he work on? Dublin Nightmare, The Valiant, The Shadow of the Cat, Two Left Feet. A bunch of stuff that I've never heard of. Svengali, I guess an inspiration for Svengoolie. Yeah, but just fantastic edited. I think that horror is one of the genres that benefits the most from a great score and a great editor. It really puts your skills to the test. I'd love to like edit a horror thing. It seems really fun to do that someday. And speaking of cinematography, just amazing, great shot composition. It's a black and white film, and it looks so good. It looks so good. The shadows are so dark, and the highlights are so bright. It's super high contrast. The blocking and the composition of everything is awesome. There's just some gorgeous, it's super cool looking shots. I love this one shot of her looking out the window of her hotel room, and you just see this procession of hooded figures walking through this foggy town with their backs to her through the window, and they're framed with the what are the little sections that divide the window panes? I don't know what those are called, but it's framed in like this cross, this slightly like askew cross. It's so cool. It's such strong directing. The movie's not perfect. It essentially, the biggest problem with the film is that halfway through, the movie just restarts. And the reason for this is kind of funky. So, City of the Dead, aka Horror Hotel, was originally intended to be I think like 30-40 minute episode of a horror anthology series on television that never got made. And I guess once that fell through, one of the producers or something was like, extend it, basically take this one episode, this episode length thing, and extend it to be a whole movie. And so halfway through, the movie just stops because that's like the end of the episode. And then you spend the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, it's really weird, basically redoing the movie from the beginning. Like now she goes missing, and then her brother and boyfriend go searching. They go to the town to search for her and just recreate the first chunk of the film, like down to like almost beat for beat, almost shot for shot, like doing the same moments. There's a guy who's like a hitchhiker that she picks up who has he's creepy. He's got a weird connection to the owner of the hotel that she's staying at. And when she walks into her room, the camera holds on the outside and he like swings around dramatically, all spooky like, from around the corner. And the camera zooms in on him. The brother gets the same hotel room. They do the exact same shot. It's so weird. He also like hitchhikes with the brother and then like does this thing where he disappears. And so it's so weird. It recreates all the same moments, and it just doesn't hit the same way. Like it's a much weaker part of the film because one, they're redoing all the same moments, which again are really cool in the first half. But in the second half are just like, I've seen this before. It's almost comical. Like they do this they rehearse this. This is just protocol for all the weird, maybe ghost people of this town. And also they are investigating a mystery that you already know the answer to. They know exactly what happened. And there's a little bit of tension because you know that there's a danger in the town. But it's just not as compelling. But again, a lot of the same good things, the same general strong directing and editing and score are all present. It's just the actual script is like doesn't know what to do until you hit the climax, the actual like last 15 to 20 minutes of the movie, where it just picks up again. Ends in a totally different way than the first half ends, and is just awesome. The climax of City of the Dead is just fucking rad as hell. It is so good. Incredibly exciting. I was actually on the edge of my seat. I think everyone in chat was really engaged by the movie. super dope imagery, just these awesome shots, like the oh my god, I don't even want to spoil it. I don't even want to spoil it, like the actual finale. Really sick film, really good movie. I haven't seen anything else by the director. This was his directorial debut, a guy named John Llewellyn Moxey. And he's not known for like a whole lot of big stuff. He did a lot of TV directing. He did 18 episodes of Murder, She Wrote. Okay. Yeah, a lot of like random this is by the 80s though. I mean, his career might have had like a downturn. Wait. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought I saw something I didn't. Yeah, a lot of TV. What's this stuff in the 60s? Like, what did he do after this? Foxhole in Cairo, The Cheaters, Coronation Street, Death Trap. I don't know. Maybe these are worth checking out. Or maybe City of the Dead is a fluke. Yeah, Christopher Lee is awesome. He just plays this. He is just committing to the bit so hard. He takes this witchcraft shit seriously. It is more serious than a heart attack. And it's awesome. It's a great film. Really fun performance from him. You gotta go watch it. And you can just watch it in HD on YouTube for free. It's like an hour 15.